Hey everybody, so I wanted to jump on because I have a lot to talk to you about. This morning I got an invitation on Instagram to join a group called Sexy Wheelchair Legs. And let me just tell you, I'm all for women with disabilities embracing their bodies and showing that we're beautiful and sensual people. That is why I'm 100% in favor and proud to say that I am a former Bold Beauty Project model. So that is not what I'm saying. I'm not going against us embracing our bodies. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying though is society needs to stop objectifying us because we are people. And yes, maybe our bodies are different and unique, but that doesn't mean that you can just objectify us, which, I mean, clearly guys objectify women in general, but it is a little bit more of a fetish type objectification when it's women with disabilities at times. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because that actually made me very sad that I had to have somebody approach me in that manner. And in all honesty, if this was 20 years ago, I probably would have been flattered that somebody did that because growing up in the small town that I was in, I was kind of overlooked in that regard, and I didn't really have many suitors to say the least. And so having someone approach me that way probably would have been flattering at the age of 20. But at 40 years old, I know better and I know my worth, and that's just not okay with me. So I just wanted to start with that. Now, onto a positive note, I wanted to say that I am loving the Paralympics. I love how some of the things that they're showing are people of all of the same disability, and then there's times that it's mixed abilities in a category, and it's so much fun to watch. I hope you all are watching it because it needs so much exposure. These people that are participating are incredible athletes, and I think that it's just doing so good for the disability community and inclusion as a whole that it's gaining this much popularity. And I actually saw an entirely sold out stadium when people were participating in the wheelchair races, which if you haven't seen wheelchair races, it is so cool. I personally don't know how they do it. Their legs are like tucked in to like a sack, and they're bent over like all the way, and they're just gunning it. I've never seen that in my life. It is so cool, and I definitely advise if you're looking for something entertaining to watch it. Lastly, the other thing I wanted to mention is, and it kind of goes back to my first thought about people objectifying women with disabilities, and this actually takes it in a positive direction where we don't have to let that stop us from finding love and finding our special someone. There's actually a girl whose name I don't remember because I'm horrible with names that won the swim race. She's a girl in a wheelchair. I don't know what disability she has either. She looks to be spinal cord injury just based on what I can see, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, she won the gold medal, which is amazing in itself. Being a paraplegic, I know how hard it is to swim without being able to move your legs. So that is amazing that she won the gold. If that's not amazing enough, they then panned to her going over to her husband and her baby when she won. And so that just shows that we can really have it all. We can live well-rounded lives. We can find true love. We can start a family. that is amazing. And finally, and this was also really cool, they showed a girl in a wheelchair, and again, I'm not sure what disability she has, but she's an actress, and she was talking about how she's always loved the theater, and that she went to go see the play Wicked many years ago, and there is a character in it named Nessa Rose, who is a person with paraplegia, and she Googled after the show because she was so curious if this person actually had a disability that was playing this role, and they did not. And for many years, that was the case, that whoever would get this role was not actually a person with a disability. Cut to the making of the movie, she is now in the movie as the first ever Nessa Rose character played by someone who actually has a physical disability. And that is a huge, huge win for our community, because to my recollection, I think this is actually the first movie ever that has a person using a wheelchair that actually uses a wheelchair. I mean, I've only ever seen like Jake Gyllenhaal play these roles, or Bryan Cranston play these roles, and you know, so it's beautiful and extremely important to me that we are finally being represented in the movie realm, and that just gives me such great hope for where we are headed with inclusion. And hopefully, and I don't want to say too much, but I might be actually adding to the media sooner than later with an animated series of Catgirl, but I don't know, so I will keep you all posted on when and if this does happen, but it has been talked about with some people, so we shall see. But with that said, we are unstoppable. We deserve everything that everyone else has in life, and we should never settle for just being noticed or being, you know, looked at in a certain way. No, we need to strive to really be seen and heard and cared for. So that, and recognized for our strengths, not just our bodies. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you soon. I love you. Bye. Mwah.